Cosmoball, the stakes have never been higher. Well, I think we're going to have to see if that holds to be true. But let's get into that review of this film right now. What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the channel today for another movie review. Now today, as you already see, we're going to be talking about the film Cosmoball, which is going to be dropping digitally, Blu-ray and DVD March 23rd. Yes, this film right here, which I already had a chance to check out. Now, I mean, well, obviously I checked it out, but I also have the DVD already. It's a film that there was things I liked about it, and then there's things that I'm gonna explain to you why I don't connect with this film. And simply put, is that the genre, the audience that this film targets to, is family friendly, which I don't have a problem with that. But it's a specific type of like mid-kid, teenage age range with sci-fi and action that just doesn't resonate with me good at all. I'm talking about films like Spy Kids. I'm talking about The Adventures of Shark Boy and Lava Girl. And recently on Netflix, We Can Be Heroes. And while a little kid me would be head over heels over this, like I loved this when I was younger, I just outgrew it. I matured it. And like, yes, there's obviously things that I'm still very much a fan of as being a kid, but like this specific thing was one I just let go, and I just don't enjoy. I really don't enjoy. And that's not again to take away what's happening in this film. I just didn't connect with it. At the same token, this film was absolutely funnish. There was a lot of things that was going on in this film, a lot of things kind of all over the place, but nonetheless, it was fun. I loved the visuals. I thought that when it came down to the CGI, which was heavy at times, sometimes it was so heavy, it was so noticeable, but little kid me would have loved it. And then a time when it needed to be kind of practical and the scenes that used it in that fashion, I thought was done really well too. So like, I felt like the use of CGI was really predicated on what had to been shown in that scene. So, because it's fantasy and there's a lot of things going on in this film. But, you know, quickly what this film is about, you have four teenagers, or four kids, they're not all teenagers, four kids who have a special ability of teleporting. So, this is happening while Earth has just been devastated by a battle that happened that ultimately destroyed the moon. But these four kids have a special ability to be able to teleport, which gives them to be the only humans in the human race to be able to play a game called Cosmoball. Now, Cosmoball is like, it's really like a concept where you take the game that they play in Alita Battle Angel, and also like the game that they play in Final Fantasy X, but not in water. And it uses concepts of the two of those. Quite frankly, it uses concept from the two of those, that movie and then that video game franchise, and it has its own little unique spin to it, which I think is fantastic. Actually, I thought the visuals during the gaming was really dope. But nonetheless, that's sort of the game that they play, and it's for all of Earth's entertainment. But little do they know, while everybody's enjoying this, the four of them are playing it, and everyone watching is technically witnessing humans fighting fiercely to ensure the survival of humankind. So, yeah, kind of pawning, you should say. But nonetheless, I think it's important to say that this is a Russian film, so it's spoken in the native language of Russian, which then you can watch the English dub version. But strangely enough, I watched it in English, and I left the subtitles on, and there's scenes where what's being spoken and what's on the subtitles were completely different. And I was like, for a minute I thought I was tripping, because I was like, wait, he said what? And I read it, I was like, okay. So just be ensured that translations were a little things being said that aren't translating to be the same thing in text. So I'll just throw that off. But I will say that I did appreciate the dubbing work. I thought, even though obviously the lips are out of sync because different languages, I thought the dubbing was still very passionate, and like I thought it really still bring the character's essence out. As that could be definitely a tricky thing for some people, because you're not actually that person, you know what I mean? So I thought that was really done well. But for this to still be targeted towards I'll say that teenage, young adult audience, I felt like this movie was a little bit too long for their attention span. It's about 1 hour and 15 minutes, which is basically 2 hours. And I felt like it dragged on a little bit longer than it probably needed to have done. But again, at the same time, maybe the animation, which is really good, keeps them really focused on it. And there is definitely some good action at times. Again, the film is kind of all over the place. So you kind of like, if you take your eyes off of it for a second, you kind of can get lost about what's actually going on, because you have characters being introduced and you're just like, who? And then you blink and you're just like, didn't even notice that happened. So like, you got to be kind of attentive, which is easy for adults, but kids with short attention spans, you're just like, they're just going to watch it, not really to grasp the concept of what's going on, but just for the pure enjoyment of what's happening. So that's just the simplest way to put it. But yeah, the story is definitely all over the place. And then like, there's even a monster that's definitely a cute monster, but it's probably a bad guy, but probably is a good guy, but who knows? And I don't know. Nonetheless, this film did leave the opportunity open for a sequel, and I would not be so opposed to it, simply for the fact that I enjoyed the visuals just that much. I just was watching it. To watch it, I think there's a great level of appreciation for that. And again, I'm only speaking for myself because, again, I'm not really a fan of what type of style this film is. I thought it was going to be like more adultish, which is fine, but it wasn't. And it was, young adult, teenage, and it gave me all of those films like I mentioned earlier, the Spy Kids. It gave me vibes like that, and I just outgrown it. So like, I didn't connect the way I thought I was. I wasn't super invested the way I was. But not to take nothing away from the film, there was good things absolutely about it. And I think that, any adult like myself already kind of agreeing to this notion, or ones who just don't like this genre, of course they're going to hate this because like it just wasn't for them. This is absolutely family friendly, a film for families to put on for the kids to go crazy while watching, and for adults to kind of be in and out of it, but ultimately just being able to capture their eyes based on the visuals and some good action that goes on within it. So that's the simplest way I can put that. But yeah, Cosmoball, it is going to be dropping again March 23rd on digitally, on Blu-ray, as you can see, and on DVD if you still own one of those. If you're checking it out, definitely know in the comments. Let me know what you think. And as always, folks, stay tuned because we got more reviews coming soon. Big gold bell.